Good morning from Iceland. After an 8-hour flight, I'm here. I just drove 100k north of the city in a Subaru Outback that I will be sleeping in for the next couple of days to come and do a snorkeling tour, which probably is not the first thing you think of when you think of Iceland. But when you guys see what we're doing, you'll understand why I'm doing it. My first adventure in Iceland was snorkeling through the Silfra Fissure, which is the only place in the world and a PADI top 10 destination that you can snorkel between two tectonic plates. I wasn't able to bring my camera, the water was 33 degrees, but here are some stock photos for you guys to get a sense for what it actually looks like. Little post-swim sandwich. It could be worse. Throughout this trip, I'll be using Spotify and GPS, and I'll have access to the internet, which is not a luxury that I've had in the past outside of Wi-Fi, and it's all thanks to the sponsor of today's video. As some of you might know, a lot of my earlier travel days were actually spent overseas, whether I was hitchhiking through Ireland, motorbikking through Indonesia, or taking the train around Europe. I had a blast. But what didn't I have? Internet, which is why I'm so excited to be partnering with Airlo, an international eSIM company that I'm going to be using and partnering with over the next couple of weeks throughout Europe. Airlo is a 100% digital eSIM storefront that's trusted by over 10 million users worldwide and works in over 200 countries. And the best part is that it only took 10 minutes for me to set up upon arrival, which meant I could rest easy, knowing that I'd have internet the moment I touched down here in Iceland. To get started, all you need to do is download the Airlo app using the QR code on screen and download and install a compatible eSIM for the country that you're traveling to. Once you arrive, go into your settings and activate your eSIM, and you're good to go. In the past, I would spend hours each week trying to find internet cafes and Wi-Fi, but now I don't have to, which means that I can focus more on my travel and less on my internet. To try an eSIM for yourself on your next adventure, you can use the QR code on screen, visit the link down in the description down below, use my code SHEROAMS3 at checkout to get $3 off your next eSIM purchase, which, when you see how affordable they already are, is a huge discount. And thank you again to Airlo for sponsoring today's video and for my time here in Iceland. So I just parked, and I was so exhausted I thought I'll just lay down for like 20 minutes and take a nap. Mind you, in the back of a Crosstrek. It's been like an hour and a half, but that was a good nap, and I think we're ready to go see the waterfall now. Alright, when you think of Iceland, what do you think of? You think of maybe green hills, you think of volcanoes, you think of ice in the winter, and you probably think about waterfalls. And when you think about waterfalls here, there's one waterfall in particular that I think everyone thinks of. Alright, Alright, so it is 7 o'clock and I wasn't planning on camping here tonight, but after looking at some of the other options around, I'm already here and I'm thinking that if I get to bed earlier tonight, it means I can get up super early tomorrow morning hopefully, and also get some good rest after a couple days of long travel. So that way I can beat the crowds to some of the last of the spots on the coast that I really want to see before heading back to Reykjavik tomorrow. So I need to go secure camping on the other side of this parking lot. Fingers crossed that they still have slots open and that they're not going to ask for cash because I only have card on me for just these 2 days. And then I think it's going to be time to go grab some dinner. Alright, before I go to sleep though, there is one thing that I want to talk to you guys about that I was thinking about a lot at dinner as I looked around and saw everybody in groups of friends or with their partners or with their family, and I was the only one alone. At first, I definitely felt a little bit of, not sadness, but I guess loneliness, just thinking, wow, I'm the only one here by myself. But it really quickly and rapidly shifted to, wow, how cool is it that I can come do this by myself? And when I was walking around today, all the different waterfalls, all the different trails, through the parking lots, through the stores, through the restaurants and cafes, I really was one of the only ones alone, like fully by myself. And I think that used to be something that I was not ashamed of, but that I wish was different. I wish that I had more friends who were able to travel with me, or a partner who wanted to do all the things that I wanted to do, or the ability to meet up with more people on the road. I don't know. But the reality is that I don't always have that. When I do, it's incredible and I don't take it for granted. And when I don't, I am just reminded of how awesome it is that I am in my late 20s. If I was afraid to do things by myself, if I let loneliness hold me back from going to places like Iceland or traveling on the road alone, my life would look a lot different. Alright, enough of this happy ramble. I think I'm gonna try to find something to like wrap around my eyes, which is not gonna be the most comfortable, but I don't know if you guys know, I didn't fully remember or realize how bright it actually stays in Iceland at this time of year. So I'm gonna take care of that and I will see you guys in the morning. Fly to onde está the fall in the night. Got While traveling through this area in the early morning hours with no one else around to impact my experience, I had a thought that I've had before while traveling abroad, but have never actually been able to put into words. And it's that each of our own experiences, perspectives, and cultures or backgrounds really shapes how we can experience a place. Whether it's a slow, sleepy town that I am frustrated I can find nothing to do in because it's an early morning and everyone else is sleeping, or it's a busy city that I'm overwhelmed or overstimulated by, I am bringing my own thoughts and experiences into the place, which are therefore shaping my experience of it, if that makes sense. And it's not the fault of the place. Believe it or not, that is to blame. This perspective shift actually really helps me enjoy a place even more, because times like today when I go in to a town in the early morning and I'm wondering where everybody is and why no one is awake are a great reminder that I am there on my own timeline trying to experience a place, and it's not there to meet my deadlines. It's just there. My jaw just keeps getting further and further from the roof of my mouth. This is probably one of the craziest valleys I've ever seen in my life. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 waterfalls in a row cascading down this rift. It's not a ravine, but yeah, like a rift where the mountain comes together, and at the base there's just this tiny little plume of steam, which is where we're heading, hopefully. For once in my life, I don't have words. Nothing I say could add to what I just saw. So I already know what you're thinking. A hotel? I thought you were car camping, and I was, and I have been. And this was kind of an unexpected twist that I'm really excited to tell you all a little bit more about later today and next week. It'll all make sense soon, but for right now, I've checked into this Airbnb. I'm gonna unload some of my stuff before heading off to one of my final excursions of this part of the trip in Iceland, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the hotel tonight when it all comes together. My time in Iceland was short but sweet. It was a taste of the southwestern portion of the island, but I know that I will have to come back one day to do the rest of the region, if there even is a chance that I could ever see the rest of it, because I truly believe after this snapshot that there is so much that Iceland has to offer and that you could spend a lifetime exploring here. The next day, I headed back to the airport with my friend Abby, who you did not see in this video, but who you'll get snapshots of the next one as we spend some time in Italy and Switzerland living out of a van together before my final destination. For those of you who are still here, thank you so much for watching, no matter where our journey takes us, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.